Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, day 2. It's Friday, day 2 of Coffin Comics Crucial Con, and we got some crucial information for you guys for Quarantine Studio. We've got some amazing statues coming up in 2022, and I can't wait to dive into this. You're going to hear directly from art director, the man, the myth, the legend, from North Carolina, not California, William. William, how's it going out there? In North Carolina.
We're doing great. We're doing great, Jimmy. How about you?
It's great. So excited. It's really neat to see all the stuff that's going to come in towards the Fiends and Sworn Nation in 2022 here during Crucial Con, and you play an integral part in that. First of all, I guess, okay, we've got 2. I'll let you announce. What do we got coming out next year?
We got 2 statues coming for sure. Maybe more. You never can tell. But, it just kind of depends on how this whole pandemic plays out. But we definitely have the Hell Witch coming. We announced that back earlier this year. And, of course, like everything else, things got slowed down a little bit. But we're back on track with that. And we are getting that back on the road. And we got some pictures. We'll show you that. It's pretty awesome. And then we also have a full figure La Morta coming up as well, so we'll show you some pictures of that too.
So excited for both of these. The Hell Witch is so great to see the progression. Last time we talked, so folks who haven't seen it, go search Coffin Comics TV. You'll see the last interview. You were showing the little head sculpt of Hell Witch, and so here we go. Let's take a look. This is the original art. We've got the microchrome artwork. This is based off of right here. Did you guys? I forget. Was this a piece that Brian chose, or did you guys choose together? Because it's like such an amazing image there. It's just that power pose she's doing.
Yeah. We worked with Brian on it. We kind of talked back and forth with him. It was like, hey, we need something different. We want something different than the standard, just a character standing there, the typical maquette, as we like to call it. And we wanted something different. And this is definitely different. So she is a big beauty. So for those of you who do go back and watch the video, the head that I showed there was actual printed piece. That is not to scale. She's actually bigger than that. A lot bigger than that. Yes. She is massive. Those wingspans is I think a little more than 12 inches wide. And her wings are actually curled around her, so they're not completely stretched out. She is a big beauty. So it is something to behold.
All right, folks, you heard it right now. Make sure to make some space on your display shelf, because she's Hell Witch is coming, and she's going to take up a lot of space. All right, let's tease everyone with this first one. Here's the base. What can you tell us about this? This looks so cool. Are those full? They look like full human-sized skulls on there.
They are almost that big. They're quite large, that's for sure. And fully detailed out, all the little cracks and everything is in there. It's pretty amazing. And it's a big pile. I can't remember the actual diameter of that base, but it is tiny compared to the rest of her. She is sitting on the top of that. And we tried to make it as compact as possible, because obviously collectors, you only have so much room, and we wanted that, but we wanted something that's really impressive and maybe, a really nice centerpiece. So yeah, that's a nice big pile of skulls. I'm thinking it's probably around about 8-inch diameter range, somewhere along there. And it stands about 4.5 inches, somewhere along there tall. It's a pretty substantial base.
All right, let's see it all together here. Okay, here we go. The reveal of the full color. So is this going to be is this the final color master we're about to look at?
We are looking at probably about a 90%. We're finalizing some details on her makeup, and that'll be it. So, but yeah, for the most part, the skin tones, everything else is as you'll see it right there.
All right, here we go. Without further ado, here she is. Dang, yeah.
Yeah. She's a big girl for sure. And her outfit, the spikes on her top there, they can do some damage. Let me tell you from firsthand knowledge. Just picking that up, I actually kind of trashed my thumb just trying to pick her up and place her on the base there. So definitely be careful when you get yours. She's a mean one. She bites.
And so I'm assuming the wings are going to be magnetic, where you can take them off, and then for the transport.
Yes, absolutely. So that's always a concern of ours with our kits. Not only getting them to the clients, but a lot of times our customers, you get a full color collectible box as well. Every one of our statues comes with that. That kind of sets us apart from everyone else. And so when you get this, a lot of people, they're going to put it up. It's going to look nice. But then what if you have to move or something like that? So we like to make it where it can be disassembled very easily. So yes, every piece that connects will connect with magnets, including those wings that come out. And we'll try to sort out some of the other parts there depending. But yeah, it's very easy to go together, and it drops right on that base. So
it's like, yeah, so the base would be one, the wings would come off, and then pretty much
the wings would come off. Yeah, and we could probably, it depends on manufacturing, but we could probably keep her all together. If nothing else, the two legs would probably come off.
And also, as a collector too, I also like to think of my collection as a museum. So sometimes things come up for a while, and I take them down, put them in the box, put them aside, and then rotate, and then bring them back. So it's great that you have that that collector's box that you can easily put the stuff in. And like with the Lady Death one you did, it's so great because sometimes, you get ones where it's like the styrofoam box, and it's just like, they break apart, and it just makes a mess, and it never comes back in. But that's so perfect how it's just its own little comfy, Posturepedic bed that it goes in.
Right. Yeah, we got away from the styrofoam a while back. And it's a closed cell foam, so it's not going to come apart on you like styrofoam does. And it also offers a little bit higher grade of protection. So it'll be with you for a while.
Okay, so this new picture here, I love the little detail of the blood dripping from the heart on her leg. That was so great.
Oh yeah.
It almost makes it feel like it's active. It's like actively going on because it's it's just, you can almost imagine in your mind like blood is just dripping right there,
just pouring right down. Yeah.
That was a great. I can't remember. Let's see. Is that on the original? I guess it is. Yep. Yeah, there it is. Yep. Very cool. And you kept that. Love it. All right. See, it's another angle, a little closer. Very cool. Yeah, that's neat. Wow.
Yeah, a little turn there. See a little bit different angle of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see how you're talking about with the wings that kind of folding.
Right.
Because that's also because it's too hard to get it to. Oh, you're saying you didn't want to take up way too much room, like.
Right. I don't want to take up someone's entire shelf space, so we curled the wings just a little bit, and those were really amazing. Now, what we have started doing, for all of our products for Coffin is, but all of our products now, we're 3D printing. So before, like with Lady Death, we had an outside company do the 3D printing for us, obviously taken from a digital file. And so with this particular one, we actually brought that in-house. Earlier this year, we acquired a 4K printer. So it can print at a level that cannot be reproduced other than a 3D printer. So the level of detail on this is off the charts. And those two wings, they're massive. So our printer is a 4K printer, and we actually have a 6 and 8K printer on the way. They just have not been released yet. So the detail is only going to get better and better as we go along. And they're right now we have one of the largest printers on the market, and those two wings there just barely fit on that thing, and I actually was able to nest them together. I've got a great little video of those little things all nested together and all the little supports in there, and it was really cool. It was a lot of fun to work on. Took I think 26 hours to print just the pair of wings. Wow. So it takes a moment, but it was really cool seeing that kind of come together.
It's worth the wait, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you got one more picture here, and you can see the wow, nice.
Yeah, now you can really see the color in those wings, and we have hired a new painter. It used to be I was doing a lot of the paint work for our masters, and I'm just so busy running other parts of the business and had to kind of move away from that. So we have hired a gentleman. People in the model kit industry will know this gentleman. His name is David Fisher, and he is an awesome painter. He's been doing it for many, many years. and he helps produce a magazine called Amazing Figure Modeler, and has done so for years. And just a super, super talented guy. And so he is doing our paint masters
awesome.
on this. So yeah, he did a great job with that. Great job with those wings. I love them.
And I always love seeing the statues behind, because the images are always, you don't know what it's supposed to look like, and then now we can actually see what it is. So that's so if this one, like, how much liberty do you take, or do you just like, it's just I guess you got to get approval, and it's like, hey, is this a good, how does that work for like a part of the statue you don't know what?
Right. Yeah. When you're converting 2D art into 3D. Yeah. What's on the other side of the page there? Yeah. For that, I'm going to have to give it up to our another talented artist that we work with, Aaron, who is one of our sculptors. He just has an eye, especially for figures. He is just, I guess, classically trained. I mean, if you see his work, I mean, his stuff belongs in a museum, period. And so he has a great eye for that. He can see the 2D, and then he can start imagining it, and then he'll put something together, and he starts right in the 3D application, and he'll give us like a full 360, and then we work with our clients to decide what they like, what they don't like, and we can make adjustments from there. But yeah, he's great at doing that sort of thing.
What a fun job, I gotta tell you.
Oh yeah.
Living the dream. All right, great. So that is how much. Do we have a release date or an estimate? I know because of the wild, wacky world.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pin something down right now, just because of just the way things are. You know, of course, now it takes about twice as long to ship something. Yeah. So even at this point, shipping something to our factory is taking almost twice as long as it normally does. So we're probably looking at maybe late first quarter 2022 for the Hell Witch. We'll start taking pre-orders pretty soon. We have to get that paint master back and get it to our factory so we can, figure out how much this rascal is going to cost, and then we're gonna start opening it up for pre-orders.
So pre-orders probably Q1 of next year.
That, or maybe even Q4 this year.
Oh wow! Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, fingers crossed. That'd be
yeah,
great.
Fingers crossed. That's right. All
right, yeah, sooner the better. And then and then of course once and we'll see when that will ship out based on all the orders and everything. Okay, so next up, super excited about this, the Morta statue. I was talking to Joel Gomez about this, and he was talking back with Aaron, the sculptor. Was he the sculptor?
He's our sculptor, yep.
And just turning that 2D art, which is, let's see, it's this image here. Mm-hmm. The one Joel did for, we released, I think it was Fiend Fest, and turned into the 3D statue coming up. So how did you guys pick this one? How did this one become chosen?
It's another one of those where we work with Brian. We work with our artist. We always let our artists kind of have a say in this too, because they have an eye for this. This is what they do, especially Aaron. This is what he does for a living. So we take input from various sources. We're not so vain to think we know best. We like to have others input on it. And of course, so Brian input on it, and then Joel as well. And so Joel has been awesome. We hooked him and Aaron up, and they are like kindred spirits. So it is awesome to watch the conversations between these two great artists go back and forth with this. It's been a really, really cool adventure. But yeah, we get input from the key players there, and we decide on something. And of course, we have to take a little bit of artistic license, because again, going from 2D to 3D, there might be some things that would be a little more challenging in the 3D world. So, but this one is pretty darn close, as you'll see.
So here's a close-up of let's see. Let's start with this. Yeah, start with the close-up one right here with of La Morta and Maria Diaz. And Joel, I'd love to be the fly on the wall to hear Joel and Aaron talk about this, because Joel was saying how Aaron was asking him, like, okay, what kind of leather was this? What kind of texture is that? And I was just like, wow, I didn't even think about that for the design. It's like so real. You have to, it's based in reality. It's not just fantasy. So
that's right. Well, you got to figure these guys can, when they are, sculpting digitally, they can sculpt at life size or beyond life size. They can go in even greater detail, so they can really pack those details in there. And it's an artist like Aaron is really concerned about those details. That's really important to him. So yeah, it's definitely really cool watching them go about, talking about, like you said, the leather, the texture of the leather. Well, what about the boots? And what about this? And what, it was just really cool. And it's like you said, it's stuff that, some of us probably wouldn't even think of. One conversation I kind of got in on was about the gun. They were deciding about, well, what kind of weapons does she carry and what should we include? So we got really detailed about that.
Here's another 3D image. Very cool. Yes, talking about the boots. Yeah. It's really neat to see. Yeah, because based off of, let's going back to the original one. Yeah, I wonder if these were even like if Joel designed this off of anything, or is it just like his imagination? So it's just like, yeah, really cool to see that come into 3D like that. Wow.
Yeah, it's just like Aaron just breathed life into that drawing right there. It's it's really amazing.
Oh, this looks like a real model just standing there.
Yep. There's been some interesting conversations about the base as well, because in the illustration, it's more of it's a very vertical tombstone. It looks like it's going to be really, really tall. And so we're having to kind of that's where we're having to make some, some compensations, because one of the things we're doing with these is we're trying to give more, more bang to the end user here. So we're making the statues bigger. Most of our statues have been what we call 1/6 scale. And so it's roughly, depending on the character, roughly about a 6 foot tall character comes down to 1 foot tall. And so we've moved up, starting with the Hell Witch, to a 1/5 scale. And what that allows us to do is you get a much more impressive piece, and you can get a lot more detail in there. And so this too is most likely going to be about a 1/5 scale. So when we consider that our model is going to get bigger, we want to take extra considerations for the height of the base, because again, it's one thing to take up shelf space this way, but we also have to be concerned vertically too. So it'll be interesting to see what the guys come up with.
Yeah, and you don't want, I hate to say it, you don't want to like waste it on just a headstone. You want to see like the real live figure, and so you have the hard decisions you guys have to make. Where are you going to put the effort in? Because it's going to cost money. The more the bigger it is, and so you're like, where are you going to put the biggest bang for the buck? All right, so here's another one. Like, this is neat. This is what that image looks like from the rear. And
that's my favorite shot.
Yeah, she works out. That's good to know. If you read the comics, she does a lot of kicks, and it shows that she's
so, I mean,
powerhouse.
It's amazing. The hair, look at the way the hair is flowing and the way that jacket is wrapping. I mean, only someone like Aaron could have figured that out. It's really, really cool.
Okay, and then this image here, what was this one again?
So this was one of the ones that came up in the conversation here, because there's different illustrators paint that makeup in different ways, and so Joel was going back and forth with Aaron and just like, hey, here's how I do it. Here's some ideas and things like this. So we're trying to sort this out as to how detailed we can go and actually reproduce it, as a statue. I mean, we could do anything as a one-off, but we got to produce several hundreds, maybe even thousands of these. So we got to be able to have something that is reproducible, so that the two statues, you can pull any two statues and they look alike. There's not any differences there. So the process for the painting of these is still, it's a hand-painted process. It's not machines painting these things. So it's actual live artisans that are painting this, and they do a really good job of recreating, the artwork. But if we get too detailed, that can make some, more challenging, things for those artisans. But they haven't let us down so far, so it'll be really interesting. Plus, we really wanted to capture, since we're capturing Joel's illustration. We want to do it exactly the way Joel would do it. So yeah.
And then, so speaking of the 3D printing, so before, so it seems like when the digital sculpt, before the 3D printing, people would do the digital sculpt, and then someone has to hand sculpt it based off of that. But now you can get the exact replica of what it is because it's prints based off of that.
That's right. So
I guess that the end product is now much. You guys must be much happier with it because there's no interpretation from someone else to come in between the two artists that's sculpting it and the guy who digitally sculpted it, and then it's just like exactly what you wanted. So your vision is pure.
Right. And now that we've brought this in-house to the actual printing, in fact, the one of the 3D printers is sitting right over there behind me, over on this side. What we can do is there is one less iteration of, say, molding and things like that, because we had to do that in the past as well. So now we've taken that out as well, and we can actually print multiple copies to be sent off to be mastered. So from that original 3D print, molds are made, and then the actual statues are made from those original molds. So it's we should be able to capture, like I said, even more details. It should be more true to what the digital sculpt was. So
wow, the future is now. It's so great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And here's the image of. So this looks like the original art of from Joel, where it's all started from. That's great.
Yep.
Wow, can't wait.
And that's one of the other great things. Yeah, that's one of the other great things of working directly with the artist there, is that we can get their input on it and get original artwork like this and things like that to work from. So it's been a really awesome experience, and hope to do that again with our other products. So it's been awesome.
Woo, the future looks bright for 2022 for Coffin Comics and Quarantine Studios. So so the pre-orders on this one, when is it? When do you think that's going to be?
That's another good question, because we're still in the 3D phase right now. So the way we try to do this is we obviously go through the 3D phase, we get that approved, then we start printing, and then we get paint masters, and that all has to get approved. And by that time, once we get those paint masters, we can send those and the mold masters to our factory. And then that's when we get, hey, this is what it's going to cost to manufacture these. Because as good as they can't really tell us, too close. They can give us a rough estimate about how much something would cost, but we don't want to up and surprise someone. Well, we thought it was going to be 300, now it's going to be 400, kind of a thing. So we've kind of backed off on that a little bit and let the factory get stuff in hand and solve any production issues. Maybe come back to us and say, hey, can we tweak this to make production a little easier? And then we can go from there. So on the Morta, where we are right now, I would say we're probably maybe Q1 of 2022 before we can start talking about the price and taking orders. So. And
then, so you would actually you wouldn't wait till the Hell Witch is complete? Would you just have these two projects running at the same time, or do you? One's done, next one.
Yeah, we run them internally on our side roughly at the same time. Now the Hell Witch is considerably further along than Morta is. So they would still. You would be maybe pre-ordering Hell Witch, and we would be announcing, maybe getting closer to the announcement of the release of Morta. So no, they wouldn't come out at the same time. They're going to be staggered a little bit. Let everybody kind of save a few dollars, to get them all. So
you got to get ready and get a bigger shelf, because it's going to.
That's right, and make room. That's right. That's the other thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, William, for taking the time to show us where we're at with the progress. We can't wait to see as the Morta continues and Hell Witch, and super exciting. These projects are just seeing what you did with the Lady Death. It's going to be so amazing. As we get more and more complex with these designs, I think everyone's shelves are just going to be overflowing of magnificent art, and we thank you so much for doing that. And Quarantine, for working with us, and we appreciate it so much. Any last words for everyone out there for Crucial Con 2021?
No, just start making room on those shelves for some really nice statues coming, because they are, because these are just the start of it. So, and we really appreciate working with you guys and working with the fans. We've had so many people contact us directly, fans, and that has been awesome. We love to hear from you guys. And like I said, get ready for 2022. It's going to be a big one.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to stick around. We got more panels and more announcements to go through. So thanks, everyone, for Crucial 2021, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Oh, let me get my outro here.